Welcome to the December edition of Northeast Journal. I'm your host, Joe Cullen. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to take a look back at our favorite stories and interviews from 2014. So stay tuned for this special year in review episode of Northeast Journal. Hello everyone and welcome to the December edition of Northeast Journal. I'm your host Joe Cullen. Every month on Northeast Journal we give you an inside look at the people and places that make up the Northeast section of the Twin Cities. It's hard to believe, but 2014 is quickly coming to an end. We've had a lot of fun this past year on Northeast Journal with so many interesting things going on in our coverage area. During the next half hour we're going to take a look back at some of our favorite stories and interviews from this past year. Up first is an area family who found help for their child who has autism from a four-legged friend. At first glance, Jonathan Prenovo looks like your typical 7-year-old boy. He loves movies and spending time creating Lego masterpieces. Learning and socializing don't come as easy to Jonathan as other 7-year-olds, though, as he is on the autism spectrum. His parents, Pia and Dan, have tried many therapies to help him succeed, and they recently added a new member to the family to help him even more. This new addition is Duncan, an assistance dog that the Prenovos received from Can Do Canines. Pia tells us what it was like when Duncan first arrived at their home in February.
Jonathan was very excited to have a dog and really had a lot of pride in the idea that this was his dog and he got to do stuff for the dog. And I don't know, that pride might be wearing off a little bit now. He has to do chores, but it's been a really good experience.
Assistance dogs from other organizations can typically cost up to $25,000, but Can Do Canines provides their dogs for free.
I just kept wondering where the fine print was. You know, it's like, wait a minute, they're going to give us a dog that they've invested all this time and money into, and they don't want anything in return. So, and that's exactly what it is. You know, we would never be able to afford an assist dog for Jonathan.
Can Do Canines, located in New Hope, trains close to 40 dogs a year that are placed in homes to help people with diabetes, seizures, mobility and hearing issues, and autism.
We train these dogs to keep the child safe every time they're in public. These kids don't have a natural fear and they'll run into traffic or run into other dangerous situations. So anytime they get away from mom and dad, they're in danger of being hurt or killed. And what we do is we tether the child and the dog together so that if the child gets away and runs, the dog will lay down and not allow that child to go into dangerous situations. It can never be any further than 6 feet apart from the child and the dog. And the parent then can get control of the situation and calm the child and get back to normal business.
Executive Director Alan Peters started Can Do Canines 25 years ago. They survive entirely on donations so that they can give their assistance dogs to those who need them for free. It can take nearly 2 years to train an assistance dog with the help of volunteers. Peters has seen many individuals with autism benefit greatly from assistance dogs, not only with safety issues, but also socially.
People who would never have talked to these kids before now walk up to the kids and say, "What's your dog's name? How old is your dog? Can I shake his paw?" Those kinds of things. And before you know it, the children who don't normally communicate very well are now starting to talk to these strangers. And that's a great experience for mom and dad to see their child interacting with others.
Jonathan is a good-natured child who is very intelligent. His parents think Duncan will help him to relate even more with other people.
When they evaluated us, what they found was they wanted a dog with some more energy because Jonathan's a pretty low-key, hard to bring out of his shell kind of kid. And so they gave us, Duncan, who has, doesn't get riled with other children, is very easygoing in that respect, but also has some energy and is kind of bringing Jonathan out of his shell.
It can take quite a few years to get a dog after being on a waiting list, but for the Prenovo family, the wait has been worth it.
Our goals with having an assistance dog is to have someone who can help keep Jonathan safe, who can be help bring him socially out of his shell, to help teach Jonathan what it is to have responsibility, and then to also have a dog that we know can help manage the upsets that come with Jonathan, because at times he has upsets, and not every animal would necessarily be able to handle that, but you know, these dogs have been trained to really deal with those things.
Duncan will play many roles in Jonathan's life in the years to come, but it looks like the most important one is being a great friend.
Overall, he's kind of a constant in Jonathan's life where, you know, like his teachers and friends and everything have expectations, either socially or academically, and Duncan has no expectations at all. He's just there. And he's always a friend to him and always has a big wet tongue for him.
If you're interested in learning more about Can Do Canines, visit their website at can-do-canines.org. You can donate money at their website and also learn about volunteer opportunities, including fostering a dog until they are fully trained. During the spring, we traveled out to Lake Elmo to meet a couple who is using the experience of losing an infant with a congenital heart defect to help other families in similar situations. Let's meet Cakes from Grace.
My daughter was born with a congenital heart defect in 2012, and through her, I really got to reach out to a lot of families in the hospital. We were in the hospital for about 3 months, and then she passed away. And after that, I was kind of just thinking of different ways I could honor her and share her story. And then I had this vision in my head, you know, just kind of woke up one morning like, I should start a nonprofit. And I have done cake decorating and baking as a hobby for the past like 7-8 years. And I just decided I'm gonna make cakes and I'm gonna donate them to kids with congenital heart defects. It could be for a birthday, it could be for a celebration, like coming home from the hospital after a few months, or I've even brought cakes into the hospital when they have surgeries, or a big milestone, you know, or an anniversary of a heart surgery or something. It is a therapy for me. It's very calming for me to just be in my kitchen and just baking and decorating, and because I love it. It's my passion. But when I started doing these cakes for these kids, I started feeling my daughter's her presence, and you know, the little touches I put in some cakes. I feel like Gracie put those ideas in my head. When I found out that we were pregnant with her, I was a basket case of emotions, and it was a really tough 9 months. Just not knowing, is she going to be healthy? Is she going to have a whole heart? You know, and so it was hard. And then when she was here, it was like all that went away. I felt like Gracie was with me through her. You know, I still see her in Amelia, and you really treasure special moments with them after you lose a child. A lot of people wonder why a cake? You know, why are cakes so special? Something as simple as a cake can mean the world to a kid, especially after they've been in the hospital off and on throughout their whole life. You know, something like a cake isn't real expensive, but it's still an expense, you know, and a lot of families, well, we can't do a cake this year, or we can't do a cake for this, you know, because it's something small, but it's also something big to them.
Many students spend their spring break getting some much-needed rest. We discovered, though, a handful of students who spent their spring break this past year at the Maplewood Library for a technology camp. It's not every day you see catapults at a library, but that's exactly what took place recently over spring break at the Maplewood Library. It was all part of the Teen Tech Camp, which was created by teen librarian Amy Bass.
And basically what we're trying to do is say, hey, this is all this stuff that exists in the world that you might be interested in, that you might not be able to access anywhere else. So, think about a career in engineering, think about a career in video game design, think about your world is somewhere that you can make change and do interesting things.
The middle and high school students in attendance did a variety of activities over 2 days, including video game design, building catapults, and using a 3D printer. The Teen Tech Camp is put on by the Ramsey County Library System, along with the Educational Equity Alliance, which is a collaboration between area school districts.
We hope that we offer programming that allows them to tap into their creative side and possibly explore career areas for their future, learning what technology has to offer and how they can get involved as they continue on within their schooling.
Edwin Collins tells us about some of the things he worked on at the Tech Camp.
I learned this thing called GarageBand, and I got to make like instruments, like play instruments and make like a beat and different things. So it was kind of fun, and we got to do science. So we made like 2 brushes and we put like a battery on it so it moves in circles.
There has been a push in educational circles to get girls more interested in technology. If the turnout at the Teen Tech Camp was any indication, that push was working.
We're so excited to have the girls join us. Yesterday it was so fantastic. We had a team of 3 girls taking apart and putting together a computer. These are 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders, getting their hands dirty, not really dirty, but getting in and seeing how it all works. And I could see the light bulbs going on within their as they were doing it, that it was really fun. So that was a really great opportunity to see women, young girls, get involved in technology.
I want to be an engineer, so I thought this would be a good idea to try it out and see if I actually do want to do this.
I guess I'd never think to open a computer and just like take it apart and put it back together and see if it works. I never thought I could do something like that, and now I do know I can.
I really like technology and coding. I took a coding class through Matamidi last year, so I thought it would be really fun.
Bass thinks the library is the perfect place to hold a Teen Tech Camp.
The library being maybe not the first place that people think about for this kind of programming, but absolutely perfect for it, because we are the place where information is gathered together, and we are the place where people can get together and talk about and experiment and think about things, big things, little things, hands-on things in this case.
The library will host another Teen Tech Camp this summer. Junior Kieran McCloy highly recommends it to his fellow classmates.
I know a lot of people are either really for technology or really against technology in terms of their skills. They either have it or they don't, they think. You do, you just have to learn it. And this is a great place, fail-safe environment to learn it. Even if you don't think you're great with technology, you might surprise yourself. I know I sure did.
This past summer, we found a local martial arts academy that is helping kids with special needs succeed. Participating in sports can be a challenge for kids with special needs, but a Woodbury Karate School is giving those kids a chance to kick their way to the top. JK Martial Arts specializes in teaching kids with autism and ADD.
Many times there's tightness in their muscles, so it increases their flexibility. Many times there's a balance issue, so it helps them with their balance. Many times they're not real strong, and so it helps them with their strength. And actually in their mind-body connection, understanding where their body is in space, it's really helpful for that also.
Catherine Engstrom is the sensei, or head instructor at JK Martial Arts. She owns a school with her mom, Joyce Brecky, and loves teaching kids of all abilities.
I get a reward every single day coming into class and seeing the students that have challenges with their bodies, and even seeing them do jumping jacks for the kids that that motor planning is really hard, and having the parents come up to me and say, I never thought my kid could do X, Y, and Z, and they're doing X, Y, and Z. And that is something that you can't put a price tag on.
Joshua, a student at JK Martial Arts for over a year, tells us his favorite part of studying karate.
I guess it's pretty fun to learn the new moves, especially when you master them.
JK Martial Arts tailors their teaching to each student's individual needs.
To experience success is absolutely so important in life. If we experience success, then we can build on that and become better at everything. So when the kids come, it's absolutely crucial that Sensei and I give them compliments and assure that they succeed in every class. So every time they come to class, they succeed. And to see their face light up because they're successful is absolutely amazing.
JK Martial Arts holds classes in both Woodbury and St. Louis Park. For more information, visit their website at jk-martial-arts.com. It's time for a short break. We'll be right back with more of our 2014 Northeast Journal Year in Review in just a minute. Welcome back to our Northeast Journal Year in Review. This summer, the library in White Bear Lake closed so that an extensive renovation can take place. We were there at the groundbreaking ceremony. There was plenty of excitement in the air recently at the White Bear Lake Library. A groundbreaking ceremony was held for a renovation project that will create over 3,700 new square feet to the library. White Bear Lake Mayor Joe Emerson spoke about the importance of a library to a community.
This is going to be a gathering place again, a place for people to come and sit and read a book, a newspaper, a magazine, a place to check out a book or a DVD, a place to come and do research because people still do research and they need to come to their library. A place to talk with library staff. For some people, this is their gathering place. They come here once a day or so and they visit with staff. That is a crucial piece for people in our community. It's a place for groups to meet, a place for programs to be held. And most importantly, it's going to, with the new and enlarged children's area, our newest and youngest patrons will have an opportunity to come here for story hour and to be introduced to loving books as we all were taught and learned. And the worlds will open up for them as they opened up for all of us.
Many organizations were represented at the groundbreaking, including the Friends of the Ramsey County Libraries.
It feels fantastic. This has been so long in coming. The community has been working on this for years now. And we are so excited about actually getting going with the construction. We, as a Friends of the Library, are excited about helping to raise money for the really wonderful things like the fireplace and all kinds of amenities that the library won't have if we are not involved.
Ramsey County Commissioner Victoria Reinhardt has long been a champion of libraries.
I think it's really about community, and that's how come I think it's really important to have the libraries that fit the community, and they serve the overall area, obviously. But each community has different needs, and so I think the library has to fit that.
Improvements from the renovation will include an expanded and redesigned children's area, a new teen room, a reading patio and garden, and more computers. Over the last few years, there has been much discussion as to what to do with the library, but branch manager Therese Sonic says residents made it clear they wanted it to be at the same location in downtown White Bear Lake.
Keep it here. Keep it here. Nobody wanted it to leave this spot. We talked about whether we move to the Boatworks site or whether we move somewhere else in the city, and the community got together based on wanting to keep it here at this location. They love having it close to downtown, so it's going to be great for everybody who comes on a daily basis because they come here for other things already, so they can get here easily. It's going to be great.
The grand opening for the newly remodeled Ramsey County Library in White Bear Lake is scheduled for February 2015. For more information, visit the library's website at rclreads.org. We had some beautiful weather this summer, and we spent plenty of time outside for Northeast Journal shoots, including this one with a dog walker.
Hello. Hi. Oh, hello. Oh, so happy to see you too. Hello.
Happy people walking happy dogs. That's the philosophy behind Happy Dog, which is a dog walking and pet care business started by Laura Fraser. She tells us why she decided to make this a career.
Well, you know, I was a stay-at-home mom for like 11 years, and I knew I wanted to go back to work. And I worked in insurance before I stayed home, and the idea of working at a desk job just almost made me depressed. You know, after staying home with my girls and just loving that, and I was so fulfilled staying home with my girls, I thought, what's gonna make me happy? And one day when I was walking my dog and a couple other neighbors' dogs, it just dawned on me. I thought, this is what I want to do. This is what makes me happy. I see these dogs who are so happy, which makes me happy. And that's just kind of where the idea came from.
Fraser tells us how she came up with the name Happy Dog for her business.
I looked at my dog. I was walking my dog at the time, and I looked at my dog, and he was so happy. I'm like, happy dog. And then I thought of myself, my slogan is happy people walking happy dogs. Because I was happy walking my happy dogs. So I'm like, happy people walking happy dogs.
Hi, Bob. Hi, buddy.
Besides walking dogs, Fraser also offers vacation care packages where she makes repeated visits to a home to take care of dogs so they don't have to go to a kennel while their owners are away. Fraser also can take care of cats and other critters too. So far, her business is everything she hoped it would be.
I knew I'd love it, and I do. But you know what? I knew I'd love it, but I think what really surprises me is how much I love it. I have never had a job before in my life that I've woken up. When I wake up in the morning, I'm excited to do, or I'm just excited.
For more information, visit happydogmn.com. We had a number of interesting guests come by this studio in 2014 to talk about a wide range of topics. Here's a look at some of them. I understand at the end of the week here you'll be having kind of an official ribbon cutting, kind of grand opening for the park. Can you tell me what you are hoping to expect from that event?
Well, I'm hoping lots of children. We're really excited for the kids to be able to enjoy this, because at the end of the day, that's who it's for. We want it something fun for them, that they're excited and they want to tell mom and dad, let's go back to that cool park with the tree houses.
Now, first off, before we get into talking about what's going to be happening here at the White Bear Lake Library, what exactly is the Friends of the Ramsey County Library?
We are the nonprofit organization, Joe, that since 1979 has been raising private funds to support all kinds of vital programs and services in the suburban Ramsey County libraries.
What exactly is Autism Speaks?
Autism Speaks is an organization that was started about 10 years ago by a gentleman who was actually an executive at NBC who had a grandson diagnosed with autism. And at that time, there really weren't a lot of resources to help him get his grandson the help that he needed. So he started Autism Speaks to really be an advocate for those with autism.
Did they kind of give you a reason that, obviously you made it very far, but, you watch people, not taking anything away from the contestants that are left, but you obviously, are quite good, would be just as good as any of those guys on there. I mean, are there certain things they're just kind of looking for, or is it just kind of luck and by chance? But or is it just kind of hard to say?
It is really hard to say. I had unfortunately I didn't have any takeaway, so all I know is that I gave I did my best and I gave it all I could. Hollywood Week is very demanding, and nobody performs, as if they were, well fed, 12 hours of sleep. I mean, all of us are performing, 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night.
Just last month, we visited Tartan High School to see theater students practicing for a production of The Wizard of Oz. If you have a feeling you might not be in Kansas anymore, you might actually be in Oakdale, watching the Tartan High Theater production of The Wizard of Oz.
Well, it is the 75th anniversary of the original movie, so it's a great time to tie in that with us. And we've got some amazing seniors this year, so we were like trying to find a show that would be great to go out with. I mean, Wizard of Oz is such a classic, so it was kind of a no-brainer.
Over 40 students are involved in the production. Senior Sean Gulbrenson was excited when he learned The Wizard of Oz would be the fall production.
I think it's a wonderful classic that every school should get the opportunity to do. It's just such a timeless piece. And you know, we are putting our own spin on it like we always kind of do at Tartan Theater. Our motto is educational theater with a twist, so we always kind of put our own little variety on things. So I think when audiences come to see it, they should expect the timeless classic, but with a little bit of a twist on things that'll bring a new life to the production.
Senior Taylor Hafner plays the lead role of Dorothy and even has a real dog with her as Toto.
I really like that I get to dance a lot, and of course I love the dog. Yeah, I don't know, it's a very fun role. Like I get to do fun things like walk on the Yellow Brick Road.
Senior Haley Methner plays the role of Glinda the Good Witch.
I really like the part of Glinda. I love playing these fun, bubbly roles. She's also super sweet and motherly, and yeah, that's very fun to play.
The Tartan production has unique effects throughout the play, including several characters taking flight.
It's definitely a very unique experience, sometimes painful, but very, very fun. You know, we have a lot of trust in our theater with trusting these people to fly us in the air, and with set pieces trusting that the stage crew gets them where they need to be, and you know, as actors having to rely on everybody else. You know, it's not just us up here on the stage by ourselves. We have an entire company of people here to support us.
They're right behind us!
Director Ryan Delacroix recommends everyone comes out to see this production.
Just a couple hours of letting loose of the world worries and having fun and having a good laugh, having a good cry, and just relaxing and having fun.
The Wizard of Oz at Tartan High School in Oakdale runs through early November. So that's our look back at Northeast Journal in 2014. I'd like to thank our GTN staff who work so hard on this show every month. Jeff Melcock is the photographer and editor for Northeast Journal, and the show also wouldn't be complete without frequent contributions from Mary Klein, Jeffrey Wilson, Chuck Turning, and Lou Lee. Most of all, I want to thank all of you for watching us every month. Please visit our website at gtn.org or go to our Facebook page to leave comments and any story ideas you might have. All of us here hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you in 2015.